So today we're going to be looking back on all the Eagles that got messed up this year by either EA or some of the idiots that made golden tickets that made terrible ability choices. And that's what this is getting based off of, not like the card stats and stuff like that, because you guys know most of that stuff nowadays doesn't really matter. It's all about the abilities. And there was a lot of Eagles that came out this year where they just had like absolutely terrible AP. Like, it's a great, like, with either they reveal, oh, this card's coming out, we get all excited, then the card comes out and we see that he has the worst possible AP possible, and then our whole day is ruined. Whole day is crazy, but I meant like whole day on Madden. Like, my day on Madden is now ruined because I was excited to use this new Eagle that came out, but you guys absolutely ruined his AP. So we actually have a decent amount of cards, so let's go ahead and look at all the Eagles that got messed up this year by either EA or the idiots that made golden tickets. The first one we got here is CJ Gardner-Johnson. Now, he's on here. He's going to be on this actually more than once. CJ Gardner-Johnson's 96 playoff card. This card abilities, and we're also going to be talking about like their abilities at the time, like what abilities were guys actually getting at the time, because I remember how all this stuff played out. Trust me, I remember. So for CJ's 0 AP slot, he got tip drill, which at the time is actually bad because, you know, safeties, corners were getting pick artist for 0. And his 1 AP slot, which is a big thing, you know, you want to get like something really good for that. He got Crusher, which I'll be honest is terrible. And he got Deep End Zone KO. Deep End Zone KO was the worst KO ability in this entire game because it didn't work. It was actually probably it was really the only one that actually didn't work. And then if you look how much Deep Out Zone KO cost, it costed 3 AP, and so did Mid Zone KO. So for a guy like me that was a Tampa 2 cover 4 scheme, this guy literally, he could not play. And hell, if you ran man coverage, there's no way you were getting him either, because his man KOs, look at his man, hold on, look at the man KOs. Guess what? Oh my god, I mean, look, they're 2 AP. They're 2 AP. That's at the time we still had 12 AP when he was in the game, but yeah, his AP was just terrible. Like, I remember this card played really good, but you know, his abilities made him almost unusable. Oh, well, would you look at that? It's CJ Gardner-Johnson again. Yeah, his golden ticket is also AP is terrible. And I'm pretty sure they said CJ Gardner-Johnson is actually the one that made his golden ticket. Like, he picked the abilities out. And it makes perfect sense. Acrobat and Lurker for his safety, I'm gonna be honest with you, is completely criminal. This is a hate crime. This is a hate crime. Yes, he gets like the other KOs and stuff for 1 AP. But the problem is with the golden ticket, 0. You're supposed to be saving AP with 0. What the hell do you need Lurker for a safety? That is for line. Safety's already animate. They don't need that. So off rip, pointless. Oh yeah, and not to mention one more thing, he doesn't even get pick artist for 0. This is a card that is coming out in the summer, so he basically never got 0 AP pick artist on any of his cards all year. Everybody relax, relax, relax. I put Dawkins on here only because this man literally came out in July and he doesn't get 2 0 AP discounts, which I know none of the Ultimate Legends did at all, but it just kind of sucks that they never did, because it's like, it was at the point where it's like, if you're not even getting 2 0 AP discounts, you know, there's so many guys that are better than you. It's still a good card. Like, he gets good, you know, free stuff, and you know, he gets, you know, his AP isn't bad. It's just at this point, if you're not getting 2 0 AP, you really don't need to be on the field. But you know what I mean. I still used him. He was cool. I say used him because if you've been tuning into the streams, you know, I'm kind of clearing out my team at this point. I'm trying to get these rookie premieres and get this game deleted off my Xbox as fast as possible. Keith Byars is literally my favorite card I've used all year, like running back wise, just in Madden 23 period. So when I saw he was getting a golden ticket, I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait. And then we saw his abilities he gets, man. And then we saw these abilities he gets. 0 AP route tech and short and elite. I mean, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? That is literally, like, I do think that a lot of people are on hard drugs. I legit remember when this card got revealed, I was like, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, Keith Byars is dropping tomorrow. I was so happy. And then, you know, they show the abilities with it. So then we scrolled down and look at the abilities, and then it was like a complete mood swing. I was just like, from total like happiness and excitement to complete shock, terror, and horror. You can legit, and I'm serious, you can legit make an argument that his campus hero card actually has better ability discounts than his golden ticket. Think about it. Your bruiser and tank, if you want to use like just for those two abilities, right, you're paying 2 AP on the golden ticket for that, and you're paying 2 AP for that on the campus hero card. Now let's say you only want to use one of them, well, it's still 1 AP, so you're paying the same AP there. So what is free on this campus hero card? You get goal line back for 0, which is actually a very good ability. You guys know I've used that actually most of the year. I actually use it on the fridge, but he's a very good goal line back to have. You know, route taking short end is cool. Well, one of them is cool. Having both of them does nothing for you. It doesn't. Having both of these on does nothing. I just want that to be said. It does nothing. You only need one of them. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look. I still, when I was, you know, using him, I'd say using him because, like I said, I'm selling off my team at this point, trying to get them RPs. But I literally used his campus hero card, which came out in January. I used it over the golden ticket. I've used it literally the rest of the year. So yeah, another card I just flat out couldn't wait to use. I was like, we're gonna have the dynamic back duo. We're gonna have Keith Byers running the ball, Shady catching passes at the backfield. I couldn't actually wait. And then we saw the discounts. The man literally gets backfield master. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how bad they really like did these guys AP. Backfield mismatch and backfield master. So backfield master, if you don't know, it gives you the 4 hot routes, gives you the 4 extra hot routes for the running back, like if you don't have hot route master, and it has backfield mismatch built into it. So why the hell would you give him both? I mean, dog, straight up, you could have gave him anything for a second ability. You could have gave him evasive. You could have gave him human joystick. You could have given him tank. You could have given him any like type of running back ability. But instead, you gave him 2 of the same ability. I honestly don't understand some of the people that play this game. And you're probably thinking, well, you just said you were going to use him as a receiving back, so what's the problem? The problem is the way I use my running back in the pass game. They're catching a lot of, you know, quick underneath stuff. Obviously, it's a running back catching the pass. They're not running 30 yards downfield. They're catching like stuff in the flat where they got to catch the ball, stick and move, make a play. This guy has no ball carrier move. So it's like, if I'm already spending AP on Keith Byers, because I would have to spend AP to put evasive on or something of that nature, then it's like, well, I might as well just keep Keith Byers out there. I'm not going to spend AP on 2 running backs. If we're being completely honest here, the more I start to look at these guys' AP to get messed up, I'm honestly just starting to get flat out angry. This is a middle linebacker, 99 overall, that literally doesn't get lurker for 0. And this is, by the way, after the 12 AP change when they made it to 6 AP. There is nobody in this world that is spending 1 AP on lurker with a 6 AP system, and if you do, then you're a fucking idiot. And don't even try to comment and say, oh, he's 6'8", he doesn't need lurker. Get the hell out of here. I use this guy with no lurker, and I put it on everything I love. He didn't even last 5. I don't think he lasted 5 games. Now this card right here was unexpected. Rodney McLeod, the middle linebacker, kind of came out of nowhere. We saw the reveal, and I actually was excited. You guys know I actually like using middle linebackers. Now I was like, he's a little undersized, but he's a linebacker, so he's automatically gonna react to things in the run game a little bit better. And I was excited to use it. I actually like Rodney McLeod. I don't think I've ever actually got to use a Rodney McLeod card. So I was like, you know what? I want to try this out. And guess what? He literally does not get lurker for, he gets acrobat and pick artist for 0. No lurker. Middle linebackers have to get lurker for 0 because without it, they will not jump. Their feet will not leave the ground. It doesn't goddamn make sense how they do this stuff, man. And by the way, Madden 24, linebackers still need lurker to jump. Yes, they don't care. So linebackers really aren't about to be usable in 24 until like what, November? Put John Runyon on here. I think it's for a pretty obvious reason. The guy's a 98 overall, and he didn't get secure protector for 0 at the time. This is actually when they did kind of, I remember guys they were rolling them out, starting to give them 0 AP secure, and then he comes out and doesn't get it, and it was just like, he gets edge. Like, edge was cool, but it got to a point where these X Factor guys, that thing wasn't cutting it against it. You needed secure, and he just, you know what I mean? Just, they didn't give it to him. Deshaun Jackson is literally one of my favorite players all the time. Every time he gets a card, I get excited because I just love Deshaun Jackson. You know what I mean? People are like, he's 5'10", he's not that good. If you're worried about your players being, let me tell you something. A lot of people aren't even ready for this conversation, but some of the smaller players are actually better than your bigger players. Certain situations and stuff like that. But that's a story for another day. So when I can see the Deshaun Jackson card, though, I get excited. You know what I mean? He's a 98 overall. Guys, receivers are getting really good AP at the time. And then what does this guy get for 0 AP? He gets deep out elite in return man. You know what? I'm not even mad at the return man. You know why? Because he was a good return man. And that's actually not a bad ability this game. But he doesn't get any route running alternative for 0. Like, he doesn't get short in. He doesn't get short out. Or even a route tech. I'm like, just one of those 3 for 0. He gets none of that. So it's like, why the hell does he have deep out elite for 0? That don't even make sense. So it's just like bad AP, man. I mean, cool if you want to return, man. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, by the way, I didn't like him return, man. Troy Vincent, wide receiver, took his spot, but hey, I never even used this AJ Brown Team of the Year card. Never used him because his AP just flat out wasn't good, man. Like, look, this is what he gets for 0. He gets run off elite, deep out elite, deep in elite. He doesn't even get a route tech for 1 AP, which I'm not tripping on. But it's like you have to. He gets no route running ability for 0. No short in, no short out, no route technician. When I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the Team of the Year receivers that came out, I think they get like short in and short out for 0. They get like, well, no, they didn't get double AP discounts, but they got, a lot of them I remember got like a route running discount for 0, short in, route tech, or short out, something like that. They got it for 0. This guy doesn't get any of that. Like, bro, I'm not paying 2 AP for short in and short out elite. That's just not happening. So Lane Johnson basically suffers the same problem as John Runyon. He did not get secure protector for 0. I don't know why he didn't. They just, and it's funny because they dropped other linemen in the Team of the Year promo that got secure protector for 0, but Lane doesn't get it. I don't know, man. That's pretty much all the guys that I could, you know, kind of come up with right now. Is there other guys we could probably deep dive even farther back into? Probably, but it's probably not as serious. You know what I mean? We remember, we experienced the pain, we experienced happiness throughout the year because they did get a lot right, but they also got a lot wrong. Hopefully in Madden 24, I honestly would like to see the archetype system back. For a receiver, for example, if you were a deep threat receiver, you knew what set of abilities were going to get discounted on that card, and all the guys with that archetype were going to get it. For example, this year, you know, Deshaun Jackson, a deep threat archetype. Devontae Adams, deep threat archetype. Their discounts are completely different, and it's just random. It just what it came down to this year, archetypes didn't matter. Yeah, guys had archetypes, but they didn't matter. It just came down to whatever EA wanted to give them for discounts, and I don't like it because having to trust this company to give guys that, you know, your favorite players the right discounts sucks. Bring it back to the archetype system so we know what guys are going to get based off that archetype, and they're going to be guaranteed to get it. I think that's what they should do for 24. But we're going to see, man. 24 is really going to be here before you know it. Like, literally, what, like 3 weeks? 3 weeks? Or is it 4 weeks? 3 or 4 weeks, the game is literally here. I played the beta, so it's really hard for me to kind of get on Madden 23 at this point and play it. Because it's just like, that's why I didn't want to play the beta. Because I knew once I played it, it's like, I can't play 23 anymore. Because I already kind of know how 24 going to play. And I'm already kind of building... like how, and I'm already kind of having an idea how I'm going to play it, so it's just like, damn. But yeah, they messed up a lot of Eagles this year, man. Get it right next year, yeah, get it right.